Hello everybody, this is the Epic Base Drop Miner, and as you guys know, I'm really into the NFL, which I think you guys should know by now. I really like to keep track with the playoffs and everything, and I'm a huge Denver Bronco fan, but that means I'm not gonna be like biased or anything like that. But we're gonna start off with the wild card games. We're gonna start in the AFC with the Baltimore Ravens and the Pittsburgh Steelers. This is a really close matchup, in my opinion, because they both have um, okay offenses and okay defenses. They're pretty evenly matched, but who I see coming out of this game is actually the Baltimore Ravens, because when it comes to playoff time, they're the ones who usually get it done. And Pittsburgh, lately, they haven't been doing so well, although they did beat the Cincinnati Bengals in the divisional title game. Uh, Not as in playoff form, but the next AFC game we have is the Cincinnati Bengals at the Indianapolis Colts. And these this game is this is gonna be an interesting to watch. But I think Indianapolis is gonna pull out of this. Cincinnati's been playing pretty well so far, beating the Broncos a few weeks ago, which was really depressing for me. But Indianapolis is pretty good when it comes to playoffs, and so I think that they're the ones gonna be getting it done. We're gonna go to the NFC before we start with the high playoff rounds. So far we have the Baltimore Ravens going against the Denver Broncos in the divisional round, and the Indianapolis Colts going against the Patriots in the divisional round. The NFC wild card, we have the Detroit Lions at the Cowboys. And this game, these guys obviously don't like each other. It should be a great rivalry game. But I think Detroit comes out with the win. Simply because Dallas, no offense to Dallas fans, I really still don't know how they even got into the playoffs in the first place. But somehow they miraculously did. But I don't think they're going to hold that for very long because they're not much of a clutch team. Next game, the Arizona Cardinal and the Carolina Panthers. Cam Newton, it seems like he's recovering from his car accident, but Arizona also has quarterback troubles, so that might be a interesting game as quarterbacks anyway. But I think Carolina pulls out of this game simply because of Arizona's quarterback issue. And Carolina has a better defense in my opinion. And I don't think Arizona can keep up with their defense. So now we have the Detroit Lions going against the hold on, guys. So we have the Detroit Lions going against the Packers in the divisional round, and we have the Panthers going against the Seahawks in the divisional round. We're going to go back to the AFC for the divisional rounds. We're going to start with the Baltimore Ravens and the Denver Broncos. The Denver Broncos, in my opinion, have the better offense and defense, and I think they're going to be able to get it done. Again, not biased, but and so I think the Broncos are going to move on to the conference game. As far as the Indianapolis Colts and the New England Patriots, this might actually surprise some of you. I'm going to pick the Indianapolis Colts to win this game, even though they will be at Gillette Stadium. I still think that Andrew Luck and these Colts will be able to pull out the win. We move back to the NFC, where we have the Detroit Lions against the the Green Bay Packers. And these guys are also really don't like each other. Another rivalry, but you know who I'm going to pick in this game? This also might come to a shock to you. I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions in this game. Simply because, well, one, Aaron Rodgers hasn't been playing his best game lately, although he started the season very well. but towards the end of the season, he started to put the brakes on a little bit. And I think the Matthew Stafford and the Detroit Lions defense and Calvin Johnson will be able to get it done in that game. So we're going to move on to the next game, the Carolina Panthers versus the Seattle Seahawks. And I'm also going to, well, this probably won't be a shock to most of you. I'm going to pick the Seattle Seahawks for this game. Just because they're a better playoff team than Carolina, in my opinion. And I think that Seattle will be the one getting it done. Moving back to the AFC, where we come to the conference championship. The AFC, Indianapolis Colts and Denver Broncos. Again, Denver Broncos, very good offense, very good defense. Indianapolis Colts, pretty okay offense and not such a good defenses. I think the Denver Broncos will be able to penetrate their defense, and I don't think the Indianapolis Colts will catch up to them. So, with that being said, Denver pulls out with this win, moves on to the Super Bowl, representing the AFC. Moving back to the NFC, we have the Detroit Lions and the Seattle Seahawks. This might be a shock to most of you. I'm still going to pick the Detroit Lions to pull out this win. Number one is because, for one, they've just been playing, compared to the rest of the seasons, they're just, with their new coach and everything, they are on all cylinders right now. Seattle, I shouldn't say they barely got into the playoffs, but I don't know exactly how to word this, but they weren't as good as they were last year, let's just put it that way. And I don't think they're going to get much cooking today, or during this conference championship. So with that being said, Detroit goes into the Super Bowl representing the representing the NFC. And so we have the Denver Broncos and the Detroit Lions. Now, this is where it comes tricky, because Peyton Manning usually throws these kind of games. Hopefully he doesn't do that this year. But unfortunately, I'm going to pick the Detroit Lions to beat the Broncos over in the Super Bowl. Yeah. I think the Detroit Lions will get it done this year. And I think they will beat Peyton Manning and this Denver Broncos. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this NFL playoff predictions for 2014 through 2015, and I will see all you guys next time.